I think also this song, Freedom Now, it's not about Iran only. I think it's about the fight for humans, for freedom, as the poem of Sadi. And of course, this was something that inspired you. What inspired you was from Iran. But this song is the song that doesn't have time, geography, and space. This song is a song for freedom now, everywhere on this planet, every human that is fighting for freedom. This song is going to resonate with every human fighting for freedom.
Amen. And I feel that's why I felt I could take the liberty to use this universal language, we, in the song. We know where we've been, and this is never ending. It was a poetic place. I felt nervous at some moments because I was inspired by Iran, and I thought, okay, well, I can't speak for the Iranian experience, but it just was insistent in me. That was like, though, that's where the song was. That's where the lyrics were. It was like we. Over to you, Arooj.
I think that what Golshifteh said is incredible and absolutely relevant. It's true that when we wrote the song, it was, almost 6 months ago, and the world has continued to escalate in horrifying ways, and freedoms are becoming really just non-existent for everyone all over the world. Like abortion banning in the US, and even I think women just are inherently not free, and we in a capitalist society, in a patriarchy, are not free. So this song really is meant to be inspired by the women and their extremely brave behavior, which we don't see a lot of bravery in other places of oppression, and it was inspired by that. But I hope that it is echoing, like Golshifteh said, it is echoing the plight of the world in the moment, which is this thing that we're stuck in. On every level, women face difficulties in every aspect of the thing. Like even in music, when you enter a recording studio, and if they think you are not the engineer because you're a woman, they think you're the singer. We have women everywhere, every day, wake up and have to fight. And the women in Iran is just like an extremely amplified version of that. And like you said, in Afghanistan, in Iran, in the US, in Pakistan, everywhere, it is astounding. And in Palestine, what's happening is horrifying. And this song is kind of encompassing all of our feelings. This song, for me at least, singing that part, felt that it was my friend in a time of this horrible, you feel angry, you feel helpless, you feel just awful. And so for me, music is always a friend. And I hope that, like, in making this, the peace that it gave me a little bit, maybe it can give others.
No matter what happens, art remains. Is that what is happening in our world now with the politicians and with power, the world that has been made somehow by people that are not really connected to their own emotion and to what is going on in the world. And artists, they keep uh, holding the light, they keep holding the warmth, they keep somehow inspiring people and giving them hope. And no matter what happened with war, revolution, everything, the song will remain, art will remain. And generation after generation, Freedom Now is gonna be a song for freedom now. That is the beauty of art, I think, and what we create is that there is no time for it. And especially for me, this song is so, yes, it is related to Iran because, of course, the Zan Zendegi, Azadi, Woman Life Freedom started there, but it resonates with what we're living every day, every second in our world now. As then you say, our world is just getting more and more darker and in a very obscure place. And this song is like a little candle that can bring some light to it.
Important to mention and credit the Parisi brothers in this,
Yes.
because Jimmy Hogarth is the producer who was a really, really steady pair of hands, making decisions through the second half of the song, like Arooj's part, how to get it in there, and the kids. So Jimmy was a big part of it. But at the beginning, at the most creative front of it, I I had this idea and with Gold to make a song, and then the chords came through with this urgent guitar pattern and the melodies, and I thought, oh, this could be the one with Gold. This was October, November 2022, and I found it both beautiful, uplifting, and sorrowful, with an urgency and space. Somehow it's got all these things. It's got space, urgency, and I had these lines, and I looked at my calendar and I thought, I'm going to see the Parisi brothers in a few weeks' time in London, because they made a track with RZA from Wu-Tang Clan called No Refugee, like a few years ago. It's an incredible song about the refugee crisis, but like edgy, really cool, really nice production, nice release. And I got shivers, I was like, this is good. This is really good now. This is getting better. And so I went in there with that song and I showed them the chords and the melodies I had. I had a few lines, not many. I had a few lines. And we made the track. We made the bulk of the track in about 4 hours. Marco is the younger brother. He's at the laptop and he makes the beats. Giacomo is the younger brother. They're these two brothers. They're from Naples, but they live in London. And they've worked with like Ellie Goulding, Ed Sheeran. They've been a big part behind Fred again recently. And they work, like, they've been doing this since they were 7 years old, so they work really quickly. Giacomo makes the beats at the laptop, and Marco has this kind of like interesting keyboard, the Seaboard keyboard. And it was just like, boof, it was so inspired. We just made the track in 6 hours, and all these lyrics started to come to me that then got refined. But it was powerful.
We're going to remind everyone that is not about Iran. It's about humanity. It's about, if one member is afflicted with pain, other members cannot remain. This is the message, is that until then, that is the message of COVID. If there is a meteoroid, if there is something from outside attacking humanity, this should not be the only way that we would realize we are one. We are brothers, sisters, cousins. It's only the sadness of our world is that only an outer catastrophe has to remind us that we should not fight together, because we are one at the end of the day. So it was very inspiring for me also. As an Iranian, I wanted to be a reminder that this is not about Iran. This is about all of us, wherever we are, whoever we are. This is a pain that is going to affect all of us, humanity.
Freedom. I feel like singing is freedom, isn't it? Just the fact that we're even singing. It's a call. It's a vocal call, right? But in particular, singing on this freedom, on a song about freedom, it's been the first most direct thing, the first most direct song for social change, if that's what we want to call it, right? And it's great. I've been an activist for my entire career, and so has Golshifteh. Like, I see how articulate you are, Golshifteh, on social media and in interviews, and you don't give a fuck. You're just like including your really inspiring and powerful message and educating people wherever you go. And at times doing stuff like that can interfere with your career, or how you're viewed, and many things. There's a lot of, like I said, suppression of voices for freedom. There's a lot of oppression in general, and people hate women, right? So to be able to directly contribute my voice to an anthem or a call for freedom has been really wonderful. I'm surprised that it's taken this long, but like I said, it's hard to come together to even make that initiative. And so I thank you, actually, Nick, for going for it, and then also including us, because a lot of times, we hear the song from a Western lens, or from a white feminist perspective, and it doesn't really include the voices of the people from whom it's actually happening for the most. And so it's a pretty great balance. And I am honored to be able to lend my voice to the cause.
Well, you speak about how you became a co-writer in the song, and your feelings about why you how that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I did it because Golshifteh, and because it's important, and then at the same time, I think that Nick, your songwriting is pretty great. We did have to go a little bit back and forth, Nick and I, to arrange the song a little bit in its final stages, because once again, I thought that even from a production perspective, Golshifteh's voice should be loud, it should be clear, there shouldn't be like a lot of layering all over it, you know, there should be space, it shouldn't sound too happy. We want hope and positivity, but we also, you know what I mean? Like, so my like producer brain, I can't help it. I go in any project and I step on people's toes, and I can't hold back, and I don't know my place. And so I was just like, Nick, we have to make some changes, just some subtle changes, so that we are not stepping over each other and then the message is somewhat a little unclear. It has to be like bam, and every section of the song, such beautiful sections, they should be given their honorary like moment, and so it was great. It was really fun. I hope you didn't mind, Nick, but it was fun for me to you were very open. Usually people would be like, this bitch has a lot of opinions. But that would have been quite anti the message if you had been like
Oh
that.
God.
It's really looking back, it's really not a big thing, but in the moment, because the suggestion goal that Arooj made was about how to slightly restructure the song in order to give everybody space, to give it the right space, and I think also to give more balance between the male female roles. Like there was my song. It was a lot of me, so it became our song at this moment where when I'm it's a very vulnerable, exposed, out there position to be in. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm like, my God, like this is a time, this is a moment and a process to listen. And so, and I want to get it right. And I went for a walk, and I thought, and I suddenly, just on a sort of material level, on the structure of the song, I thought, oh, she's right. Yeah, she's right. That does work. I get it. Like I've been living within this structure for months, and I was like,
Right.
wait, that's cool. That's a cool flip, and it puts the more revolutionary lyrics right at the
In
top
the
of the song.
front, yeah.
And I'm also thankful that you are so open for that, because not many people are, and the fact that you went for that walk and you realized and you observed, because I love the song as it is right now. And as you say, it's like these sections are all members of the whole of the song, but they are they have their own space, but they are sitting perfectly together, hugging each other. It's like they are very unified, even though they are clearly sections, but they are really members of the wholes. It's like a food that is very well made. It's all together, everything is all together, and it's a great balance. And every time I listen to it, it gives me chill. I know that this song is gonna move so many people in Iran, and it's gonna remind them that they're not forgotten. Everyone that is fighting for freedom, they are not forgotten. So whoever listened to this song, it's going to give hope to them. It's a direct connection. So this song will be another bridge between everyone that is listening to it and the people that are suffering and fighting for freedom. So it is so important that it's coming out now. We needed another hand from the West to remind, as a reminder, that we are here. We know that you are fighting. We know that your fight is going on, not only in Iran. And I'm sure that this song is going to inspire so many, especially with the catastrophe that is going on in our world right now. I think this is a song that is needed right now. It can be healing listening to it.
Yeah.
And there's a spiritual basis to freedom now, because there's a paradox, because on one level of reality, we're clearly not free. You know, even in the West where we enjoy lots of freedoms, we're not free because we don't understand the motivations of our own, you know, actions. And around the world, we're not free for so many obvious reasons, and we could list them all. And at the same time, and paradoxically, all of this unfolds within undefinable freedom.
Yes, it's true.
So it's freedom now, and it's that
Freedom
which
now.
lived, born. It's that which needs to be born through our lives and through our decisions and through our governments and into our hospitals and into our schools, into our world. It's that wisdom which is here and asking to be connected with and expressed. So it's freedom now.
Yeah, freedom now, and let's be born in a world that is free. It's so true what you say. Freedom now. This is the request. Freedom now, not tomorrow, now. Let's live it now. Let's work for it now. Let's fight for it now.
It's urgent.
Yeah, and I hope that we will be living in a world where our children, they won't have to fight for it as much as we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the degree of disharmony that exists in the world right now is so insane that it is now like everybody has anxiety, even the young kids, they have anxiety, and it's just so unhealthy, and it's just such a horrible way to live, and we have so much access to see what's going on too, so nothing is hidden. And that anxiety is what is bringing on this urgency that now we need it now, we need freedom now, we need ceasefire now, we need resolution now, we need harmony to return amongst the people. We're so divided, you know, and you feel hopeless. You feel completely, you know, incapacitated by this because it's so much bigger than we are, you know. And so the song will hold a candle, like you said. It will be a light, hopefully. It will be a balm, if anything. It will be something that people can go and rest their mind on for however many minutes long it is.
Yeah. And I'm so happy, I must say. I mean, now that maybe we to work with you, Nick, and Arooj, you, it's like for me, I am and was your biggest fans before knowing you um, personally. So for me, it is a gift to be in one song with both of you. It is
Let's
really, I thank both of you, really.
Yeah, it's an honor, Arooj, big time.
let's start a band, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you too, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Well, may it fly far. May it fly and be heard by everybody who needs to hear it. May it inspire other artists, you know, like I feel sometimes it takes a degree of foolishness, kind of maybe divine foolishness, but foolishness to make a statement like this, you know, like foolishness in that, like I allow the materials to speak to me all the time, and it wants to be called freedom now. I didn't necessarily want to call it freedom now. At least I'm scared to call it freedom now. I tried to find other names, but it's like it wants to be like this. So I'm happy to be this divine fool, and I hope that then its presence in culture normalizes wisdom, normalizes art. Um, like really having the courage to sing about truth and to sing about things that matter and to sing sing about things that matter. So yeah, may it fly far.
Let it fly. Let freedom fly all over us, all over our planet.
Mm.
Let us all be free and happy, all the children of this world, everyone. Hopefully, we are fighting for it. As long as we fight for it, freedom exists somewhere.
Amen.